that we will not have to put out any money.
Yes, ma'am.
We will get that in writing before, after the feasibility study is done.
We've already got it in writing, but we can get it in writing again.
The other thing is, when we look at it, oh yes, hold on, let me just say one thing before I come to you. One of the things that we want to make sure we're real clear on, and that is this: the reason we're so passionate about looking at this and taking this opportunity to kind of look at the prospects of doing the Turkey Creek deal and getting this study done, because if this study proves to be what we believe it'll prove, and what work is going to go into getting it modified and adjusted to where this can work, it makes Winsboro a destination, kind of like the Catfish Festival, when people know to plan their schedules to come here for that. This would be a destination, cabins, RVs, and camping, retreats and those types of things. It'd be somewhere where people can come and engage in those kind of things, spend dollars in Winsboro, and tax revenue increases and property revenue increases. So we can look at some of those kind of things. We get that tourist dollar coming through without it being money constantly being consumed or received from the citizenry, is from those that are coming from the outside. So the study is so important in getting that prospect out there, and we definitely want to take into consideration this flooding issue. We don't want none of that to happen. And with the knowledge that you brought to the table to say that it could flood, then that has to definitely be weigh heavy on this feasibility study, so that it doesn't create that kind of a problem. And I know what we believe, but still we got to consider it. We got to consider it seriously,
One of the
so it doesn't happen.
One of the things that Mary Johnson always talks about is new dollars in Winsboro. One of the things he always talks about, let's take Mr. Hill for example. If another cellular phone store locates here, what that phone store will do, it'll cut into a piece of the pie. That's what it'll do. But if you bring in new dollars from the outside, new businesses, new attractions, with a new attraction, you bring in tourist dollars and things of that nature, you're bringing in new dollars to fund the businesses that are already here. So instead of bringing in competition, what you're bringing in is more people to his Verizon store. What you're bringing in, instead of bringing in competition, more people are going to shop at Wiggins. More people are going to shop at Adams Brothers. Instead of bringing in competition, what you're doing is outside dollars. And we can talk about the economic disparity in other communities outside of Winsboro. But the bottom line is those people still spend money. A lot of those people spend money at the Catfish Festival. That's why the Catfish Festival is such a big deal, because a lot of outside dollars come into this community and they blow up the economy of this community. People can fish, people can bring their families, have a nice time. Guys, people can go out there and play golf. Something to take the pressure off of a work week, of the grind of the week. That's money that's going to be spent at Jesse's. That's money that's going to be spent at Bobby's. That's money that's going to be spent right here in Winsboro. And so that's very important. So we're not saying that that's money that'll be spent at Coyotes. So it's very important that we take a look at it, because the possible economic impact can be very good. But we need to take the opportunity to see exactly what potentially could happen. And I guarantee you, if it ain't going to work, the city council ain't going to pass it. It's just that simple. Yes, sir.
I'm not an engineer, okay, so this is a question. When Ken McManus did the study a few years ago, Mayor, how long ago was that? 7 or 8 years ago or something? When he did the study, did he go so far as to make a determination whether it would increase the flooding or not? Or do we know?
It was my understanding.
When we tried to locate that, Mr. Robertson was a part of it. We tried to locate that study, and we could not, and Ken McManus did not produce it to us. Is that correct?
What Jim brought up, if these companies are going to raise the money, do they own the results, or does the city of Winsboro?
The city of Winsboro owns the results.
So, and I guess somewhat what Ken, then it seems like the police bureau ought to own the results of the previous study. And if it wasn't completed, is it a possibility we can take that and just ask these people to go ahead and finish what's already been done?
Once again, we haven't been able to locate that study because Mayor Johnson definitely believes that that study is very important. You know, it would definitely be a tremendous asset to have it, but you know, so far it hasn't been forthcoming.
It'll show us where to start, you know, how much we need to do instead of going back over something that's already done. You're right about that.
And after 8-10 years, there could possibly be ecological changes as well. And so those are things that still are going to have to be looked at.